Hi Keith, really good work today, and it's great to see your swing improving so much over the past few months. If we just run it through once or twice for you so you can have a little look at it before we continue to recap on what we discussed during today's session. Much better position at the top, much more stable club position, much less of a loop, and far better application of the golf club through the hitting area, which overall has resulted in a much more consistent sort of golf shot that you're experiencing. And we'll just run that through again for you. Again, nice and wide, very much on plane. Club face a little bit open, but I mean, we're not moving the ball, or we're not slicing the ball out to the left anymore, so that's not really a major issue. The things that we touched on in regards to your technique or your overall performance were a combination really of both physical and mental aspects. I mean, the first thing we touched on was the fact that you have to trust your ability to make that swing that you're now making. You don't want to go on the golf course and start doubting your ability to make that action. The more you interfere with the way you swing in the golf club, if you will, so in other words, if you get on the golf course and start trying too hard, the harder you're going to be, or the harder you're going to find it to consistently repeat the swing that you're seeing in front of you now. The other thing was we were focusing heavily on the golf ball rather than where we wanted the golf ball to end up, if you will, the target. What focusing on the golf ball leads to is a player actually picking the club up a little bit too much. Not that you do there, but you can do on your long one when you're out on the golf course. And they get the club behind you and above you too much. Then in the downswing, there's a tendency here now to get a little bit sort of narrow, what we call a down cock. If you just hinge the wrists a little bit more as you start the downswing, that's you focusing on the golf ball. And what you're doing is, from that position, instead of trying to just swing the club and send the ball to your target, you're actually pulling the club down and trying to get it to the ball as quick as you can. That results in a sort of chop or a steep angle attack. If you add to that the fear you've had, if you will, of slicing the ball in the past, there's then going to be that sort of flick through impact that we're seeing. And that's the compensatory stuff that you had to do in the past that you don't have to do anymore. That's just going to take a month or two for the dust to settle. I mean, the good thing for you now is that at least your bad shot is actually pulled to the right, which is a complete opposite to what you used to do when you used to carve it off to the left. So overall, the action's improving. What we need to do is start to trust ourselves now. We need to take that swing out on a golf course, and in order for us to do that, we've got to start practicing in a manner that will stand up to that test that the golf course provides. At the moment, you're hitting balls in the net and there's no outcome, so it's very easy to stay relaxed. Consequently, you don't interfere quite as much and you make a better swing. What we need to do is, when we're practicing in the net, we need to have these canes in front, or two clubs in front, that you can see out the corner of your eye, that give you, or give your swing some intention, some sort of direction, if you will. You're going to give yourself a direction in which to swing the golf club, or a direction in which to send the golf ball. This is going to get you focusing much more on where you want to go as opposed to where you don't want to go. When we discussed the scenario on the third, where the player stands on that tee thinking, I don't want to go in the pond, and consequently pulls it straight into the trees on the right. Now you've actually achieved your goal, because that's as far away from the pond as you can possibly get. We did discuss that at length today. I hope it helped. From a swing point of view, it's coming on a treat, and what you've got to do now is you've got to start to trust your ability to make that swing. Okay, as I said, I hope this helps. It's just a recap, just reiterating what we said in today's session. And like I said, the work you've done on your swing has been fabulous. Keep it up, and I'm sure you'll see good progress in 2010.